Welcome to our second lesson. Now, before I start this lesson, it's very important. If you did not do the writing exercise from the first lesson, please do the exercise. Do not do any exercises from this lesson. You can meditate with us, but do not do the writing assignment from today. Okay? You need to do the exercise from the first lesson, sleep, right? So your brain can process the information and whatever you figured out during the writing assignment, and then next day you can do the writing assignment from lesson 2. Okay, so this is very important. Please, it's not this lesson is only, the course itself is only as good as you following my instructions, right? There are no shortcuts. This is not about shortcuts. This is about you taking the course, doing the work, and improving certain aspects of your life. Okay, so let's move on now. What if, for example, let's say, what if you cannot do lesson, right? You receive the email and you skip, you cannot do the lesson. So my best advice to you, it's fine if you skip a day. I would prefer not, not more than a day, right? Because I want you to sort of do the work in a certain amount of days, because your brain needs to work, develop a habit. Okay, so you cannot skip too many days. One is okay, but on only one condition, right? If you skip a day, meaning you cannot do writing exercise, so you cannot, work with us, you need to do a small meditation. So basically, the best meditate for a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, I don't care, 2 minutes. But I need you to sit down, or, forget about it. You can do it standing, I don't care. But you need to close your eyes and do the breathing for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, as much as you can, right? I'm sure anyone can find 3 minutes out of their day or 5 minutes to do the meditation. The reason being is that I want the brain to get accustomed to you meditating, right? So, because with meditation, it's sort of the effects is cumulative. Meaning, for example, if you meditate, let's say 10 times per day, 1 minute at a time, it's still good, right? It's not perfect case scenario, but it's still beneficial for you because it accumulates throughout the day, right? And it has beneficial effect. Now, let's talk about distractions, right? So you tried meditation, right? And you noticed, maybe some of you are natural and you were able to concentrate on breath without any issues, which is fine. Not everyone, I mean, when I started, for example, it was not that easy for me, so I needed to figure it out. Now, I just want to have reminders, right? The things we discussed in the first lesson. Notebook and pen. You must have notebook and pen next to you. Okay, please. When thoughts come up, write them down. I promise you, it will be magical, because this little trick, as simple as it sounds, it will help you, because it will be sort of like a idea dump for you, so you can dump them on the notepad and let your mind relax, right? Because if you remember something important during meditation, there's no way, I can bet, any amount of money, there's no way you'll be able to drop it, and there's no way you'll concentrate during meditation. So just write, don't fight it, don't write it down, move on. Okay, earplugs. Get good earplugs, the ultra soft or whatever. I might put a link to earplugs I use. Get earplugs. There's no shame in using earplugs. Use them. It's fine. So moving on. Eye drops. Use eye drops to be more comfortable. Okay, this is small. It's also, it helps your eyes to recover. So, for example, if you meditate during work, your lunch hour, it will you'll feel so much refreshed. So it's not even funny. Okay, so moving on. Count. Now, if you're having problems meditating and concentrating, there's a trick you can use, which I would like you to use it in the beginning, but then you have to drop it. Don't use it forever, right? And that's counting during breathing, right? So there are different patterns exist, right? So for example, in your mind's eye, you can count. For example, when you inhale, you can count one, exhale two, or vice versa, right? You can, exhale one, two, and so, or you can just count every time you exhale, you can count one, two, whatever, right? But this is, use this, for example, let's say if you have a stressful day and you can concentrate, use the count just to sort of ground yourself in the moment, in the now, right? Count and then drop it, right? Start, and then if you feel like you're losing it again, start counting again. So basically, the counting, why is it helpful? It basically gives you monkey mind something to do. That is all. Okay, so that's not. The other thing is you can also use imagery. So, for example, let's say you can imagine sort of like bright light. So when you inhale, the bright light enters your lungs through your nose. It fills up your lungs. They're glowing. Then you exhale, right? And the light comes out, right? So it's sort of like this is different. Maybe at some point I'll do a course on energy, but this has to do with energy, but it's not important right now, right? So you sort of need to figure out ways. And finally, and uh, this is like the last resort, but basically you can imagine like your brain being like a fishbowl, right? And with like cloudy, muddy water, right? So when you're breathing, you're cleaning the water. With every breath, you're cleaning the water. So it gives you this image to hold in your brain, right? Because for some of us, the monkey mind is really doing a number. So you need to figure out a way to get it busy so it lets you do your thing. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, now let's meditate. Now, reminders, very important. Spine is straight. So I don't know if you figured out already your position, how you're going to be sitting, but again, don't be creative. The most important thing is that you can remain static and you do not shift your body. Do not shift during meditation, right? Figure out your way, how you sit, because I promise you, even if you find the best, most comfortable position, your monkey mind will start messing with you and it will like, oh, I'm not comfortable, I need to move, etc. Right? If you need earplugs, use earplugs even now. When you come back, I'll speak loud enough so you can hear me. You need eye drops, put eye drops in right now. If you need a pen and paper, put it next to you right now. Pause the video, put it next to you. Get ready, right? Let's say you're sitting down, feet on the floor, your hands on your knees, right? Palm up, right on your lap, palm up, right? And uh, let's start. You'll close your eyes. Please close your eyes. So I'll guide you for a second, and then I'll start the timer. I'll turn off the sound, and I'll bring you back in 11 minutes, right? So, okay, close your eyes. Just sit for a moment. Just relax. Don't try to force anything, right? So now, start breathing slowly through your nose. Make sure your spine is straight, right? Get comfortable. Breathe through your nose. Don't force it. Feel the air. And it's actually already relaxing. So just concentrate. Even that process is already relaxing because it gives you a second, your body and your mind to relax. So I'm going to start the timer, turn off the sound. I'll meditate for 11 minutes and I'll bring you back. Starting the timer. So welcome back. You don't have to open your eyes just yet. Sit for a moment. And hopefully today's meditation was a bit easier. And I promise you that once the habit kicks in, you will miss meditation. Right? So when, for example, when I meditate, I feel like it's as if I'm coming back home, because this is where I belong. So the main purpose of this course is to help you to develop the habit, and the habit is developed by practicing, right? So less talking and more doing, and pretty much everything else same way in life, right? So follow all the tips I'm giving you, and as we progress through the course, we'll increase our time every lesson, and we'll also work through other assignments that will help you to clear your mind. And don't worry about expectations. Don't worry about perfection. Worry about a single thing: practice. And we're going to touch about practice again and again and again. Now let's move on. Now for today's writing assignment, I would like you to write about fear of success. And I know every time I mention that fear, everyone is extremely surprised because they say, "I'm not afraid of success." But let me read to you some things that there's a couple of things students said. Uh, Maybe I don't really deserve success, uh, or if I'm successful, people will judge me with a more critical eye. And someone wrote, "It's lonely at the top." So, and another student wrote, "I will be overcome by responsibility and pressure." So, if you win money in the lottery, imagine all the relatives coming by asking you for money, right? Or if you become successful, all the favors people ask you for, etc., etc., etc. Or you'll never have time for fun because you'll be constantly busy with your success. Whatever. Let's say you became a CEO, so you'll never have fun, etc., etc., etc. Whatever, right? So here's the actual assignment. You will need to do the following. Write about 3 past experiences where you were successful, but which also created a problem for you. Again, don't look for recent experiences. If you can think of a memory from your childhood, write about this. It has to be a memory which brings up emotions and how you felt. Also, please note, for example, and I might have mentioned, I might have mentioned this later, but as a simple rule of thumb, right? If you have an event, let's say from 2 years ago, which you think of, let's say 3 4 years ago, and if you think of the event and it still brings up emotions, like strong emotions, whether it's embarrassment, anger, sorrow, doesn't matter, right? If it's emotion is strong, it means you need to deal with the emotion. Okay, so I'll mention this again, but it means you need to deal with the event. So you need to write it out or whatever, right? Whatever the technique you want to use, but it means your brain did not deal with the event. So we're going to discuss it later, but one of the reasons why we're doing the writing assignments is because we need to deal with things in your past, right? So remember 3 past experiences, preferably more towards your childhood, right? Not something very recent, but it has to be something that you feel strong about once you remember it. And please be, as a reminder, make sure you know 100% that you will destroy the paper you're writing on, that no one will ever see it. So you can be completely honest and, write things that you don't want anyone to see. Okay, so destroy the paper, burn it, shred it, whatever you need to do, right? Don't write on your computer. All right, write with pen and paper so you can destroy it. Okay, so reminder, your timer for 15 minutes. Set your timer for 15 minutes. Do not write longer than 15 minutes because it's going to be counterproductive. Okay, so please do the exercise. Take time, do the exercise. I'll see you in the next lesson. Be well. Thank you very much.